And I hate to do a story, and I hate to have a bitter of bad news, but we have a situation in the state of Massachusetts, and this is very tragic. Um, why is always happens to our people? 16-year-old Michaela Miller, from in the state of Massachusetts, what has been attacked by five teens. She's been bullied, attacked by five teens, and they found her dead, you know, tied up to a tree. Now the mother is trying to tell them, I mean, she's on social media telling her story about what happened to her daughter, but the police in that town didn't want her to speak, didn't want her to talk, or they'd be exposing her sexuality, which means that she was a lesbian. But to me, y'all, this is another sad story. She was bullied, she was attacked by five white teenagers. Then they tied her up in a tree and left her for dead, and now she's gone. I'm coming to you guys because I want you to understand that I told y'all previously that black people has been attacked, that we've been attacked for I don't know how many years. But yet, we talk about protecting Asians and anti-Asian hate. We got more anti-black hate than anybody in the group. And I'm not saying that Asians don't matter, because they do, but are in a state of emergency, y'all. This girl was only 16 years old, and I've been hearing that she was an honor student. She doing well in school. And what the police told the mother, Dave, she talks about this case. They would expose her sexuality, which means she was a lesbian. But at the same time, the mainstream media, the mainstream media ain't gonna talk about this case. They're not. I've been hearing it from from CBS Boston. I'm also heard it from social media. Shout out to Pastor Talbert Swan. He was the first person that discussed this case, and then I'm talking about it because, as we know, that black people still been lynched. We've been lynched. She's been lynched actually, and of course of course, knowing how the police are, they're gonna root this as a suicide, like they do in all them other cases when people have been found hanged through trees. They're gonna release this as a suicide. They're gonna sweep this under the rug. But I'm going to talk about this. I already posted this on my social media. I already talked about this on Twitter. I already posted pictures on it. I already posted on my Instagram. Because this, y'all, is serious. You know, it's bad enough they're targeting black men and black women, but y'all, they're targeting our kids too. Y'all, this to me is so disturbing and tragic that five white teens attacked this 16-year-old black girl. Then they tied her up in a tree, left her for dead, and then she passed away. And all of a sudden, this case, along with other cases that I was talking to you, is starting to be bigger and bigger. Now, I was going to do a feel good, Mondays on this Tuesday morning, But then when I saw this story, I can't ignore it. I can't turn it down. She was only 16 years old. She was an honor student. She has her goals set for her. And this is ridiculous. I would like to thank you guys for tuning in on this short, live stream notice. Nikki Justice on the Run, thank you for tuning in. Cap PY2, salute you, my brother. And Nikki Justice on the Run just said, "Oh no," and Captain PY2 say Lions Den, aka Trey X, and Nikki Justice on the Run, morning fam. Um, and Captain PY2 asks, are 5 inbreds in custody? So far, no, because police is still under investigation of what happened to the 16-year-old girl. Under investigation, they should have put charges on these 5 teens by now, but they didn't. In fact, they didn't really want this story to come out. They didn't really want us to even talk about this case. They wanted to be like a hush hush, sweep that under the rug case until the mother took it to social media and tell her what happened to her daughter. And then all of a sudden, the police even threatened her. The police even said, if you tell this story, they're going to expose her sexuality. Which to me, this is basically shows you how dirty these people are. They would do and say anything to cover his story up. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all watching me right now, please share this video. Please share my live stream right now because this story has to be told. And again, a lot of people didn't. Some of y'all probably didn't know about this case. I just found out through social media. I just found out on Twitter actually. And shouts out to people that talks about this case. Because at the end of the day, this should have been coming out. They really do not want us to even talk about this. But y'all, we're talking about it now because obviously it has to come out. People has the right to know about what happened to the 16-year-old black girl. Michaela Miller shouldn't even die like this. They shouldn't even did this to her. And obviously they want to sweep this under the rug like other cases. And you know what? I call this a lynching. This is a lynching to me. Because if you've been attacked by 5 white teens, tie her up in a tree, left her for dead, and she died, she really died right away. Dead on arrival, as they say. And the police didn't want us to talk about this. Local media started to talk about this. Local media in Boston just talk about this case. Just talk about it. But of course, the mainstream media like MSNBC and I think CBS started to talk about this as well. I'm not quite sure. But I know MSNBC, CNN, they not talking about it as of yet. Captain PY2 said what state and date that took place. I believe it started in the first. They're just talking about I think the first week of May, and it happened in the state of Massachusetts, in a suburban part of Boston, if I'm not mistaken. But this story has to talk about this. We need to have this conversation about this because again, another young black teenage girl has been lynched, and I'm continuing saying this, being lynched by 5 white teens, and I'm gonna ask Congress a question because I know y'all watching me right now on Twitter. Why did y'all pass the anti-lynching law yet? It's still in the hands. It's still out there, and y'all didn't even put it into the congressional floor. We've been having lynchings in the past few years. And y'all is telling me y'all not even passed the anti-lynching law or even put it into the floor as of yet? Y'all been doing this for years and decades. In fact, even the late great Billie Holiday did a song called Strange Fruit, and y'all try to shut her down. Y'all almost did actually. Because she was singing about lynchings across this country and continue to happen. And y'all even didn't even held up this anti-lynching law. Not one time. Still, it's still out there. Y'all haven't even put it on a congressional floor. I'm telling y'all, this is upsetting. This is outrageous. And the mother of Michaela Miller wants justice for her daughter. She has been lynched, y'all, tied up to a tree by 5 white teenagers. And you're telling me that the police there ain't even charged these teens for her murder? Are you serious? Y'all, to me, this has got to be a discussion. We need to discuss this. It could have happened to your daughter. This could have happened to your niece, your cousin, over all of this. So, yes, I'm bringing up to the floor right now as not only an internet talk show host, a podcaster, YouTuber, a citizen journalist, and I'm talking about this on Haps TV right now about this case because this is the only time we need to bring this case up. A 16-year-old girl has been bullied, has been attacked, tied into a tree by cowardly girls, and they want to cover this crime up. They want to sweep this under the rug. Well, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And none of us, if you guys are watching this as well, I want you guys again share this live stream. Make sure you share it, like, subscribe my channel on YouTube, subscribe my channel right here on Haps TV, because y'all not gonna even bring this story like I bring the story up now. We just lost a 16-year-old girl over bullying, not just bullying, but a racial bullying. So this is big, y'all. And I want you guys to retweet. If y'all on Twitter watching me, retweet this. If y'all on Facebook, share this. If y'all on Instagram, share this. If y'all on YouTube, like and share this live stream. I want each and every one of y'all to really share this and let y'all know what is going on right now. Again, for those of you who just tuning in, breaking news. A 16-year-old girl named Mikayla Miller, an honor roll student, has been found dead in Massachusetts, tied into a tree, possibly another lynching. And I'm gonna keep saying this is another lynching because not all not all black people hang themselves through trees. Let's keep it real, y'all. They don't hang themselves through trees. Not like this. No. And this is wild. I mean, and the police didn't want to talk. They really didn't want us to talk about this case. They don't want us. They rather sweep this under the rug like any other cases across this country. We're not gonna let that fly, y'all. We're not gonna let that fly until as long as you watching me, supporting me, get the word out about what happened to Michaela Miller. Get this word out. I don't care on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Get this word out because I'm telling you, they don't want us to talk about this case. They don't want to talk about it. Y'all can go to my Twitter. Y'all see Michaela Miller retweet this, retweet her story. Her mom wants this story to come out. They want to know what happened to her daughter. And y'all, it keeps happening. It keeps happening to our people. Whether it, I mean, the thing of it is, I mean, it's bad enough that it happened to black men, black women, now black boys and girls. No, 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 no. This, ladies and gentlemen, this to me shows you how dirty these the government is, the law enforcement officers is in the state of Massachusetts. And again, they don't want this story to come out. They really don't. They even make a threat to her mother and say, if you talk about this, we're going to expose her daughter's sexuality. And it now, all of us, our content creators like myself, we need to let this story come out, because again, we don't want this story to die. We don't want what happened to Mikayla Miller die in vain. We want this story to come out. We want all the mainstream media need to hear this. If y'all part of the mainstream media on Twitter watching me live right now, please talk about this case. Please talk about what happened to Michaela Miller. We want this to come out, because we don't want this to happen to other kids, other black kids across this country. We don't. This to me, for the first time, y'all, is basically needs some leverage. We want to put this out there. We really do. It's really, we want to put this out there so the whole world knows what happened to Michaela Miller. And again, local media in Boston, just talk about this, her story. Just talk about it. We need to put pressure on MSNBC, on Fox News, hell, on CNN about what happened to Michaela Miller. Because I know they're watching me right now. I know they're watching what I'm talking to you guys right now about what happened to her. And again, it's time to put pressure on even the DA. We need to put pressure on him, because he refused to even want to talk about this case. The DA in this situation. We want to put pressure on them. We do. This is the time now we want to put pressure on them. And again, I just came back from out of town. I didn't get a chance to, do stories. I'm doing stories now as of last night. Hey, Ro, how are you? I'm doing, like I said, this story, y'all, needs to be out there. We need to push this out there. A 16-year-old girl was, to me, this is my opinion, found lynched. Another lynching, tied to a tree by 5 white teens in Massachusetts. This story need to come out. We can't let this story die, y'all. We can't. It could happen to your daughter. It could happen to your sister. Hell, it could happen to your niece or cousin. This story needs to come out, and need to come out now. Because again, already Twitter is blowing up. Justice for Michaela. Justice for Michaela Miller. This story is coming out now. It's coming out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We need this story to come out. We really do need this story. This is a 16-year-old baby, a 16-year-old girl found dead in a tree. And this to me is another lynching. And they don't want us to talk about this case. But hell, I'm talking about it. I'm on Habs TV right now. For those of you who want to join me, um, I'm on your YouTube channel. I'm on live stream breaking the story about the 16-year-old girl, Michaela Miller, that's been found dead in the state of Massachusetts, suburban part of Boston. Cap P12, Cap PY2, salute to him. Saying, I read a little of the article. She was an outstanding student athlete in an entire white school. Exactly. A predominantly white school. She was an honor roll student, an athlete, found in a tree, dead. Six Figure Day said, hashtag say her name exactly. And he continued to say is yes. To me, y'all, we need to push this out there. This story can't die, because this could happen to your daughter. This is not just about black and white, it's about all races. This could happen to your daughter. This could have happened to your niece, your relative, your cousin. This could have happened to them. She was only 16 years old. She was a child. And found her on a tree, tied up, dead. So y'all, make sure you like this live stream on Habs TV. Make sure you like it on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. I want you to share this story out. Please share it to your family, your friends, anybody that watch me who've been supporting me since day one. I want you guys to share this because y'all, this story can't die, and the mother of this wants justice for her daughter. Redding Horton, thank you for tuning in on my live. He says the story has been hushed because it won't hurt Trump. It's protecting them for Biden from the press. That's a fact. Y'all, it doesn't really matter because this story got to come out. And again, it could have happened to your daughter too. It could have happened to your niece. It could have happened to your cousin. This is a story that needs to be out on the mainstream media, on a mainstream platform. Because again, content creators like myself, we can't do this by ourselves. This story has to come out. We need to put pressure on the DA in this case, saying that this need to be charged. These 5 white teens need to be charged and charged immediately because it could have happened again. It could have happened to your kids. It could have happened to your children. Same way. And I'm very upset, y'all. I'm very upset, and I'm being honest. He said, by the way, I'm originally from Hendersonville, Tennessee. I see you from Nashville. Welcome, Randy, and I'm welcome and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in my live. I'm gonna tell you something, y'all. This story has to come out. This story has to been told. Has to been I'm sorry. This story has to been told. We need to take this story out in the mainstream now because a 16-year-old girl who never been in trouble before, who's an honor student, an athlete in a predominantly white school like this, and been attacked by 5 white teens, tied her up in this, and all because they didn't want her to know about her sexuality. She was a lesbian, but even with that, that's still a hate crime. That was a hate crime. What they did to this girl was a hate crime, and this to me needs to be told. Randy says, "What is the police story of what happened?" Well, the police did not even want us to tell us about this case. All I found out was on social media, and the story was that 5 white teens beat this 16-year-old black girl, Mikayla Miller, tied her up in a tree, left her for dead, and she passed away. The DA refused to even talk about this case. They threatened the mother of the 16-year-old girl, say if you talk about this, then we expose her sexuality, which means she was a lesbian, and they didn't want this story. I mean, the police, the DA, none of them didn't want this story to come out, and the mainstream media, as of yet, didn't even want to talk about this case. So that's why I came in and talk about it. And again, a lot of people already on Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok already talk about the story. This is sad, y'all. Roe, aka S. Perry, said, "Such a sad story. We have to keep our babies from around these wicked demons. They have they've had perpetual hatred for us." And Randy Horton continues, said, also, as is a case of a minor, possibly minor involved, they are not allowed to speak about it yet. Exactly, Randy. And I'm telling you like this, and Randy's right. There are 5 white minors. But even with that, they still should have been charged. I don't care if they're minors or adults. They should have been charged, for in this crime. And in my opinion, that is indeed a hate crime. It is a hate crime, and this story needs to be told. And I'm telling y'all, again, we need. I mean, I want you guys to share this. I'm serious. I don't care where you from. This story need to be shared through all your social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Share this live stream. Share this story because again, it could happen to your daughter. It could happen to your niece, your cousin, hell, your family members. This story need to be told. And I can't do this by myself. I can't tell this story by myself. Any of you are content creators like me on YouTube that are watching me right now, please share this story. Talk about it. Continue to talk about it. Because I can't do this on my own. Okay, Captain PY2 said the DA's office indicated early on that her death was not suspicious, perhaps meaning it was a here we go with a suicide, but I'm gonna continue. It was a suicide. She did acknowledge a relationship breakup the day before it triggered a fight. And you notice every time there was a lynching or someone got hung by a tree, they will always label this as a suicide. And which family members said it wasn't a suicide. So I believe that, and I Captain P want to agree, like they had a breakup and they trigger a fight. But at the same time, that still, ladies and gentlemen, she was hung on a tree. They found her tied up on a tree dead. This story needs to be, I'm telling y'all, please share this. Share my live stream. Um, any content creator watching me right now, please share this. Please share this live stream right now. Like it, subscribe my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter at the Real Lions Den, follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at the underscore real underscore lions underscore den number 2. Um, I'm telling you like this. This is to me shows you that this is a continuation of this. And Congress still trying to held up the anti-lynching law. They should have passed it years ago, and they still out there not passing it. Y'all, it's time to get serious. Get serious about this. Captain PY2 said, "At Sydney Coleman, no lie detected in your comment." Um, here, and I'm gonna tell you like this: it's sad that we got to go through this. And normally I was gonna do a live stream anyway. I was on um I was on Clubhouse with an important political person when I saw this tweet. When I saw this on Twitter. And I can't and I just can't ignore this. I just can't ignore this story. So make sure you like, click subscribe right here on YouTube, even though I'm on. Make sure you should like my. Make sure you should support me on Haps TV. Subscribe my Haps TV as well. If you have a channel, make sure you do it as well. Um, Randy Horton says we must also take care not to start trouble in our communities when the facts are not presenting a murder. But the thing of it is that yeah, you're right. We're gonna wait until the facts come out. But this is not good. You notice that every single time there's something happen, it's always not good. So this is basically y'all a tragedy. And a lot of people did not want to talk about this story. A lot of people don't want to talk about this case, but I want to talk about it because it could happen to your family members. And for those of you that has a Clubhouse account, please make this a topic. On Twitter, make this a trendy topic right now. On Instagram, make sure you like my videos and about the story because I want people to see this. I want people to know what's going on. I really do. So yeah, this story is to me is sad and tragic, and I want this to be shared. I mean, this could have happened to anyone. It could have happened to anybody. But before I end this, before I end this live, please share this video. Please share. I don't care. All on your social media, share this because this story they do not want to talk about this case at all. So I love you guys. Have a blessed Tuesday and keep fight the fight. Justice for Michaela Miller. And I'm out.